Welcome to iFIBER 1 News. I'm Bethany Jenks. Tonight, we report on the names of the adults that died during the weekend and a record-holding motorcycle jumper. What's going on in sports, Bob?
Local high school athletes looking to turn out for fall sports have specific requirements to meet, and the Mariners drop a road game to the Phillies. Here's a glance at our Weather Center forecast.
Good to be with you, everybody. We're noticing some cloud cover and scattered showers across the area. Changes are in the extended forecast. All the details in a bit.
Stay tuned for all of this and much more on iFIBER 1 News.
From the iFIBER 1 HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is iFIBER 1 News. Your #1 source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is iFIBER 1 News, and it starts now.
Moses Lake resident Tiffany Cohey was identified as the woman who drowned near the Potholes Reservoir on Sunday afternoon. The 30-year-old woman was reportedly inner tubing with at least 2 others in a channel that feeds into the reservoir on the north end of Potholes State Park. Emergency responders were called at about 3 p.m. when Cohey fell off her tube in a section of rapids and did not resurface. Her body was recovered about 6:30 p.m. It is unclear at this time if she was wearing a life jacket. The 2 other people inner tubing with Cohey were able to swim to shore. Soap Lake resident David Dally was identified as the victim who died in Sunday's fire that destroyed an apartment complex in Soap Lake. Soap Lake Police Chief Glenn Quantz said the cause of the fire that destroyed all 6 units at the Soap Lake Garden Apartments on Division Street is still under investigation, and the origin of the fire is yet to be determined. The fire started about 2 a.m. Sunday and took about 3 hours to extinguish. Quantz said a city police officer was already on scene before the call was dispatched, and the response time for the Soap Lake Fire Department was about 7 minutes. Firefighters from Ephrata, Quincy, and Grant County Fire Districts 7 and 13 responded to the structure fire. A Moses Lake woman escaped injury after driving her car into Moses Lake early Sunday morning. An officer reportedly witnessed 18-year-old Araceli Delgado Maciel driving west on East Broadway Avenue near South Pioneer Way when she allegedly struck a curb and drove onto some grass before returning to the road. She led police on a short chase where she crossed into oncoming traffic on Alder Street and drove off the west side of the fill and into the lake. Maciel was able to climb out of the vehicle on her own, and she refused medical attention. Police suspected she had been drinking alcohol before driving, and she was arrested for DUI and reckless driving. A man is facing at least 5 years in prison after a jury convicted him of molesting 2 girls. A Grant County jury deliberated for about 2 hours before convicting Anthony Blauert, a 26-year-old Moses Lake resident, the child molestation in the 1st degree. Prosecutor Angus Lee stated Blauert will serve at least 5 years in prison and will continue to be in prison until the State Department of Corrections approves his release. According to the Grant County Sheriff's Office, Blauert touched 2 4-year-old girls inappropriately while his wife was babysitting them. Now let's take a look at people currently being sought out by the Grant County Sheriff's Office.
This is Sheriff Tom Jones with the Grant County Sheriff's Office. Each of the people you see here have a warrant for their arrest. If you see any of these people, we ask you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but call us at 509-762-1160 or send us an email at crimetips@co.grant.wa.us. If the person is presenting a danger, call 911. With your help, we can bring these people to justice and make our community safer.
We'll be back after this.